Today, through this video, I want to share a very real recent incidents from my life. I had been on a trip with my family to Ajmer city at uh, at my sister's place, and where we enjoyed day one. The day second, I saw that my son is driving a sports cycle over there, and it it make me curious, and that I also should try to drive that sports cycle, because in my hometown finding I was not finding myself driving other than any vehicle than car or scooter. I used to drive that only because I don't have cycle to drive, and not the time even to drive in my hometown. What happened then, out of curiosity and interest, I thought it will be adventurous, just activity to drive that cycle. Then I asked my son, he gave that to me, and I ridden over the cycle. And as I was just about to leave the house for cycle ride on my adventurous trip, so at very same time, my daughter came to me. She asked, Papa, I want to go with you. And just some time before that, I did not allow my that little princess of 6.5 years to go uh, with my son on cycle. But I thought, if she's going with me, it's fine, no problem with that. And she just occupied the back seat on the carrier, and she's just 6.5 years, so she was not careful how to sit on that. So we were given lots of instructions before we left, that sit like that, sit like this, and take care of her like that. But I was keeping some proud within me, I was keeping some attitude within me, that I am going, I can take care of her at my own, and I don't need anyone's advice. I was so much and that comfortable within me. So it started. I left just it had been about 300 400 meters. I was talking at the same time, just driving the cycle with my little princess. What happened then, she was carrying some box in her hand, and I was talking about that box while I was driving the cycle. Just then, what happened, I felt that there is some speed breaker. I just put on a brake, and at the same time, I heard the high cry of my little princess. I got to know that it had been something unusual which shouldn't happen at that time. I just immediately stopped myself and saw at the back, and she was crying hard. And I just got off the cycle and saw that she is crying hard, and her right leg has been stuck within the spokes of that back cycle wheel. And I cannot even tell you what was the situation, and I was finding myself helpless, that I cannot do how to express myself. I was saying that, what have you done? But have you done? ये क्या किया बेटी? क्यों ये क्या कर दिया? I was not having any other words other than this, and just she was crying hard. And the father, she was keeping that much faith, and she was saying all the time that, Papa, you are with me, and you will not let anything happen to my leg, and you will save me. And she was at the same time believing, having utmost faith in God. She was crying, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, and Papa, you are with me, you will not let anything happen to my leg. And I was so helpless. Just suppose these are the spokes, and her leg was got inside that two spokes of that back vehicle of rim, like this, and bent. And how much if I try, and that much I was just giving harm or injury to that. And there was blood was shedded, blood was flowing out, and she was getting injured more and more at that time. And I was not stopping, just tears were shedded from my eyes, and I was not able to stop myself from crying. And I cannot tell you that I was not having any option to other than cry. And my girl was having so much faith upon me that I will not let anything happen to her, and she was keeping so much confidence upon me, and she was crying and showing her utmost confidence upon me. At that time, I don't know who was coming to me, the shopkeeper, the resident local persons, the just nearby, whosoever was watching, like a motorcycle driver is stopped, and just a van driver is stopped, car driver is stopped, and just auto rickshaw driver is stopped. And there was so much crowd of those all people, about 30-40 people will be there, and each and everyone available over there was trying hard to save the leg of my little one. And they were trying that hard that they could. They were just putting each and every effort of their own to save the leg of my child. And I cannot tell you what was the feeling in my heart. I was crying and shouting, and just I was finding myself helpless, that father is called to be a hero of children, princess. And the hero was feeling within him just a zero. And that was a situation that made me realize that you are nothing, that you are nothing. And people were helping. At that time, I was just seeing God in them. And there were someone was just picking out wrench, plus pechkas, and trying to cut those spokes of that back vehicle. And somebody was trying to asking me to take some little more forward to just rotate the wheel, and that was making more injury to the leg. Then all other was stopping at the same time. Somehow, with the so much efforts of all those people gathered over there, the leg of my little one came out. Now the scene begins of the selfishness of a father who took her daughter in his lap and just rushed away from there, even without thanking those people who had saved the leg of his little princess leg. Little princess leg. And I cannot tell you what was happening. And what I realized just after that incident, after I took my daughter to the hospital, provided necessary ailment, just dressing, and just x-ray, and just observation of the orthopedic surgeon, and proper and fine treatment was given to her. And then I came back to house. But when I shared this incident with my family, I was crying. Whenever I just share this incident with anyone, or I even think of it, I cry. My daughter say to me that, Papa, it's not your fault. You cannot be wrong. You were not wrong. It was I did not get injured because of you. It happened itself. It was a mistake of cycle. When I asked her that whose mistake it was, just now tell me. Then she say that it was a mistake of cycle. Then I say, how cycle can make mistake? Cycle does not go itself. We drive the cycle. So it's the mistake of us that we don't even just know how to drive the cycle. And it had to be taken care of by me, that how while I am just taking you on the back, I had to be just aware of that situation. But the point is, it is not about me, it is not about my child whose leg was saved. It is also about those people who helped, whom even we don't know, who stopped, helped us. What would have happened at that point of time if those people wouldn't have stopped, and it had to be done by alone myself? I was not able to just even shake myself from that situation. I had to just grab my daughter hard. Other than this, I was not able to do anything. And if those people wouldn't have helped, what would have been the situation? And this had given me a lesson that it is no matter whosoever you find in trouble, in such accident injury, you need not to put your brain. You just have to go there and do whatever you can do at that point of time without putting your mind even. You just have to be of some kind of help, because you even don't know when you will be in need, and people whom you don't know can be of what kind of help to you. So it's all just about humanity, and we can feel the essence of godness in each other. And these moments, we can just realize the senses of God in doctors, in those persons whom you don't know but they are helping you. And so it's a perception that we whosoever is doing such kind of thing without any kind of just intention of getting benefit is showing his godness, goodness at that point of time. So we have to be just opting such a commitment to at our own, that we have to be some kind of help whenever we find. So it's an exchange. So it's a medium before me which I feel good to thank those people whom even I could not thank at that point of time. And I know that this video will not be reaching them, may not be reaching them. But the point is to develop a perception, that to develop a kind of thought process. It's my own effort, thanking them, realizing God, and developing perception towards help. Thank you so much. Whatever you feel, you are most welcome to share in comment box. Thank you.